Howdy everyone. Standing here today with one of our neighboring pasture horses named Thunder, and I am in his stall with him right now. Thunder is a black Arabian. As you can see, his owner braided his mane, and Thunder's going to do a little bit of demonstrating here for us today. My horses are standing over there eating, but it is raining, so I can't really film in the rain because it messes my camera all up. So today we're going to talk about training a horse and the difference between the left brain and the right brain, and why you need to repeat whatever you teach a horse on both sides of the horse. A lot of people don't know, but horses are not naturally ambidextrous. What happens on each side of the horse stays in that quadrant of that horse's brain. They have like a split brain functionality. So basically, I could be working with Thunder over here on his left side, okay? And let's say I was desensitizing him to like a plastic grocery bag, okay? I could take that plastic bag and I could kind of, swirl it around him and get him all used to that plastic bag. And then what would happen is whatever comes in this eye of his would then go into the left side of his brain, okay? But remember, they're not ambidextrous, so just picture like there's a split right down the middle of the brain. So just because it has come through this side of his head and gone into this side of his brain does not mean at all that it has transferred to the right side of his brain. So, when you're teaching a horse how to wear a saddle, lots of times when we will teach people to go ahead, put the saddle pad on from the left side of the horse. Okay, this is the most natural side of the horse. A lot of people, they do everything from the left side of the horse. Well, then what happens is if you ever had to, for some reason, do something on the right side of the horse, that horse might completely freak out because that side of the brain has not processed it yet. See, he just jumped. Something just popped. It sounded like the electric fence popped. But anyway, when you are even something so simple as throwing a saddle pad over the back of the horse, you teach them on one side and then you come to the other side of the horse and you do exactly the same thing on the other side, whether it's flag work, whether it's desensitization work, even saddling, folks. I like to teach people, you normally saddle from the left side, which means, you come in here, you put the saddle pad on, and then you toss the saddle. Well, you don't toss, but you gently lay the saddle up onto the saddle pad. That is usually always done from the left side of the horse. But I always teach people to do it from both sides of the horse. Same thing with mounting a horse. Let's say you're out on a trail or something and your stirrup breaks. How are you going to mount that horse from the left side if the stirrup is broken, okay? And these things do happen. So learn, teach yourself and teach your horse how to mount from both sides of the horse. Even grooming. I mean, if I take a big scary brush up to him, if I do it on the left side, I have to do it on the right side. Same with clippers. If we're trimming his hair, his mane, anything like that, if you do it on the left side, then do it on the right side, because that is just the way that their brains process. So just always remember that. What is done on one must be done on the other so that you don't scare your horse. And, you'll just have a much more calm, much more confident horse if you do that. So, and here's the interesting thing. You will find that they will react very differently sometimes. I could come up to him and I could shake a plastic grocery bag on the left side and he might not do anything. But if I take that same bag and I walk to the other side of his body and I shake that bag, he might take off. Okay? So don't expect the same result on both sides of the head or of the horse. It's very common for them to have opposite reactions or react very differently when you go to this side of the horse. So I hope that helps. And as always, folks, if you learned anything from this video, please like, comment, share, repost. It really helps our algorithms. And every penny made on this channel goes right back to the animals, the rescue animals. So he's going to scratch his head now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks so much for paying attention, and special thanks to Thunder for being our demonstrator here today. All right.